are going to do this wavy border as requested by peoples. As you can see, it goes around a corner quite nicely. It overlaps each other, so you've got one behind the other, so it's got a nice little texture, and you can make it however you like it, really. Okay, so I've grabbed a little bit of scrap wool just to make a little sample for this tutorial. So let's pretend this is our blanket. Ta-da! Finito! What you need to do now, as soon as you've made your blanket, is all around the edge we need to make a border. Now, how you make this is down to you, but you need to grab your yarn, and you can either do a double crochet or a single crochet border all the way around. Yeah, I know, it's an effort. You've just finished the blanket. Not quite. Do your edging. So for this example, I'm going to do a single crochet border. So I'm just going to stick my next yarn on by using a slip stitch, and then I am going to proceed, if I can get tails out of the way, to do a single crochet all the way around. So you know how to do a single crochet. Tail, get out of the way. Flipping heck, sorry. It happens, you know it happens. So single crochet is literally you go in, you grab the yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through, both on your hook, and you just keep on going all the way around until you are finito. So I will speed this little bit up and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I have completed the edge all the way around. Whether you have done this in single or whether you have done it in double, that is completely down to you and how thick you want the edging to be. And then as soon as you have come to the end, make sure you slip stitch into the first stitch you did. So just pull the way through, and then from there we will then begin the waves. Yay, waves! Okay, so now we have our border. We've gone all the way around, whether that be with single crochet or double crochet, corners included, all the way around. So now what we need to do is we need to start these waves. So let's get going, shall we? So first off, you want to chain one, like so, and then you want to do 3 single crochets, starting with one that you have just gone into and going along. So 1, 2, 2 and 3 for the third single crochet. So there we have 3 singles, and now we want to do 3 chains. So 1, 2 and 3, and now we turn our work. Sometimes it's easier than others depending on how big your project is. Okay, now we need to go back to the first single crochet that we did, and we need to, sorry this bit's off camera, and we need to do a slip stitch. So yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook like so, and then we need to chain 1 and then return our work and put it back the way we need it to be. Okay, so now we have this little funky thing that has a loop at the top, almost like a little handbag, little basket, little handbag. Don't try and put anything in it, it won't stay. Okay, in this loop just here, we want to put some double crochets. Now, I am going to do 6 double crochets into my loop to keep with what I showed you on my blanket. If you want to put 7, you put 7. If you want to put 8, you put 8. I, for this tutorial, am doing 6. It depends how sturdy you want it, how stiff you want it, how thick you want it. That is down to you. But for this demonstration, I am doing 6 because that fits with my blanket that I showed you. So there's my 6 and there's my shell. But we kind of need to anchor that. There's the shell. We need to now get that down there. So in the next available stitch, the one that isn't worked, so the next unworked stitch just there, do a single crochet. Like so. And then our shell is anchored. Ta-da! Now we need 2 more single crochets. So 1 and 2, which will make our 3rd single crochet in a row, and 3 single crochets are followed by 3 chains. 3 singles, 3 chains. And then we turn our work. Now, we want to make sure that our shells are behind each other, and we need to look for these 2 holes with the post down the middle, because this is what we're going to be working each time. So this will make our shells go behind each other. So you want to do a front post around this particular post. Yarn over and pull through, and pull through again to make a slip stitch around that post. So that will make our long chain go slightly behind the shell we've done before. Chain 1 and turn your work, and again put in your double crochets into that loop. So again, if you're working 6, you do 6. If you're working 7, do 7. If you're working 8, do 8. Don't swap and change. Keep it uniform. Well, unless your pattern calls for it, or if that's what you wish to do. So I'm doing 6 double crochets into that loop. And there we have our 2nd shell, which is behind the 1st shell. Only slightly, not completely, but look, you can see there's about 2 stitches roughly. just covering. Same on the back, so you don't have to worry about having a front or a back with this. We just need to anchor it, so find the next available single stitch that isn't worked and do a single crochet like so. And then we need to do 2 more. So 2 and the 3rd single crochet in a row, 3 singles, which then means we need to do 3 chains all the way up. 1, 2 and 3, and turn the work. Okay, so remember what we're looking for is just there is a hole and a hole over there and the post that goes between the two just there. So we want to do a front post slip stitch. So yarn over, pull through and pull through that last loop and then chain 1 before turning your work. So we've got our little loop ready. Let's get our double crochets in there. And you'll be doing this all the way along. And you can continue this throughout, but I will speed this up until I get to a corner, just to prove to you how easy the corners are for this particular border. So I'll meet you back up at the end when we get all the way to there. I'll meet you back there. Okay, so we've got a corner coming up. So what are we going to do? Well, we've got our little waves interacting with each other ever so slightly, and we're going to make another wave over here that will interact ever so slightly. And it's so easy, exactly how we've been doing it before. So let's go. So I need to anchor this so it goes into the next available for a single crochet, and another 2 single crochets to make a total of 3 in a row. Chain 3 and turn the work and find that front post and do a slip stitch around it and chain 1 like so, and turn your work back and do your double crochets into your loop. Now there is only one slight change that I would suggest with this, and that is instead of finding the next available single crochet to go into the same working crochet on the corner, so follow it down and go into the same chain space for your first single crochet, and then do your next 2 as normal. And then because you've got 3 single crochets, we are going to chain 3 and turn the work back, find the post, slip stitch around it, chain 1 and turn the work back and do your double crochets into the loop. So this, like I've said, is 6 double crochets. You make however many you see fit for your project. Every project is different, and only you will know what you see as fit for that particular project. I wish now that I'd done a much chunkier shell border, but you know, live and learn. Okay, so 2, 3. Now these are all for the 6s going around the corner. And I'm going to do one more of the 6s, and then I will show you an 8 to show you what the difference is in look wise. Aesthetics make all the difference. So I'll do my 6 in my loop as normal. Okay, so there we have my border, how I did on my blanket, my little waves, and now I will just quickly show you how an 8 looks. So for an 8 we're going to need 4 single crochets instead of 3. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so now we need to chain 4 because we've gone over 4. No, Lisa, go back. You need to do one more chain. See, even I make mistakes all the time. Find that front post and slip stitch around it. Chain 1 as normal. Turn the work back and do your 8 double crochets into that loop. Two, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and let's anchor it off just to show you. Okay, so this one is far larger than the other ones, as you can tell, just about, sort of. This one here is about 2 finger width approximately, whereas the 8 is more like a 3 finger width. It stands a little bit higher, a little bit prouder, and it's overall just a bit bigger than the other ones, but it doesn't make any difference. This is your project, how you want it to be. So that is that. So there is the border. Sorry, Penny just went past. That is your border. All finito. If it helped you in any way, please give a thumbs up. And of course, down the bottom, subscribe if you can. Thank you ever so much, guys. Hope it helped. Bye-bye.